Found this cool deal on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody's selling some knockoff rims, and one of them is cracked. So I thought this would be a cool project to see if I can fix them. Just stopped by at 7-Eleven to withdraw some cash, and we'll go see if I can buy them. Alright guys, it happened. I did buy the rims. So these are 17 by 9.25. I did 117-inch rims. I didn't really want 9.25. I would prefer something thinner, like maybe even 8 or 8.5. 9 is a bit much because I don't really want to stretch tires, and I don't really like wide tires. But it is what it is. I got them. Let's see here. Where is that crack? Okay, actually maybe the crack rim is down here. Anyway, I'll go home and put them in storage room, except the cracked one. Cracked one I'm gonna take to work. Just pulled up Canadian Tire to ask them to dismount my tire. Look at that. Apparently it costs like 10 bucks, 12 bucks after tax or something. Pretty cool deal. So tomorrow I can start working on it. Got the rim dismounted. Where is that crack? Oh yeah, it's on inside. Here it is. That's what the crack looks like. Yeah, it doesn't go very far. Only with halfway. It's a little bit curved, not gonna be easy to grind it out, but yeah, it'll be interesting to try to repair this. This is first time repairing the rims, but I have watched a lot of YouTube videos, and as you know, that makes me a professional. So what I learned is first you need to grind off the paint. Then you kind of have a good idea where the crack is going, and you need to drill a hole about 1 centimeter, half an inch away from where you see the crack to where it's going, and that will kind of like terminate the crack. So like somewhere right here will be a good place to drill a hole. And just cleaning out more paint. And now you want to get in there with the angle grinder as narrow as possible and just like clear out the crack. Maybe you could possibly get in there with a jigsaw, but you know, I had the angle grinder and that's what I took. It's also not easy that the crack is curved or straight. It would be really easy to, you know, get in there maybe with something really narrow. I drilled another hole just at the turning point. And at this point I have the root drilled out, and I need to get in with a die grinder and get a bevel in there. So you just want to make like a bevel on the inside and an outside, so you can really get in the root of it with the filler material. In the future, I'll probably would not drill it out, or grind it out all the way through. I don't know. I would just try it, maybe grinding out almost most of the way through, because as you weld in it, you'll find that the crack, the the material will just shrink on itself and the material will just close up. And you also need to preheat it so that filler material flows well into the work material. Alright, got my welder set here. This is what I'm gonna try to go with. I'm gonna go with 25% cleaning. I think auto might be also good because I'm sure this thing can probably figure out better than I can, but from what I've seen on tutorials online, people usually go with something like 25% cleaning. So maybe we'll try that. And yeah, of course we're gonna go with AC current, and got myself ready set up here, and I found the filler rod that I want, which is 4043, and yeah, so this is a good filler rod for poor quality of aluminum from what I've seen online. Well, and this is where we're at. I've grounded and welded and re-welded this a few times, and that's what the weld looks like on the outside, and that's kind of what it looks like on the inside. Just have to do a little bit more. And this is what I was talking about earlier, that gap got completely collapsed, closed shut just from those welds. I didn't even finish welding and it's already closed. I should have like stuck a piece of material in there to keep it open, or maybe I should have left more material in there when welding. Just added a bit more material into that tire bead, so that's where the tire seals. Hopefully it seals okay with what we have going on here. Here's a variety of different welds, ranging from horrible to meh, kind of okay. So what you do want to have is welds which are kind of melted really well into the surface, where you don't have that kind of ridge where it's mating. And yeah, this is kind of a good weld. Also, you wanted to have like a shiny finish when it's finished welding. Over here you can see this is kind of bulging up, and it doesn't actually penetrate material that well. So the weld is almost like stacked on top of material while not blending or melting with the material. So that's kind of not a good weld. Over here I wanted to get just a really wide surface area just to build up here. So I'm not sure how to grade that either, but the only thing I do know is after finished welding it should be shiny looking. And over here again, I think I rushed it too fast. I think there's a bunch of porosity and impurities in here, and that's because I didn't wait long enough for it to get hot. I just started stacking welds. I think over here it's not bad. It's a little bit hazy, but also a little bit shiny, and I think it's not a bad penetration there. So at this point I think I had enough weld. I just built up extra material here for the flat spot in the rim. At this point I'm just gonna try to smooth it out. Alright, check it out. Just finished wire wheeling it, and it came out pretty smooth and shiny. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much ready for paint. I'm gonna leave this weld the way it is. Same thing here, I'm gonna leave it the way it is and just paint it over. Alright, so I actually have a couple of projects on the go at the same time. I'm currently working on the exhaust, and I do want to bring this exhaust into my workplace, office, but I'm kind of limited on amount of garbage I can haul into my office without being considered a delinquent, because I already have a set of rims that I'm working on in the office. I can't just bring my X-pipe in there too. But I think I got the parts that I needed to wrap up the rims project, and that is TPMS sensors. So I got TPMS sensors from AliExpress. These were like 20 bucks, and there's 4 of them. They look exactly like they're supposed to look like. I think there's have a bunch of numbers, part numbers. I didn't check what they are. And then I also got Amazon TPMS sensors, and to my surprise, these TPMS sensors actually say Fomoco, Ford Motor Company. So that's kind of interesting that they might be Fomoco sensors, or they might be just copying it so good they even copied the logo onto them. And this is the learning device. So do not, or actually says this is reset tool. Yeah, do not confuse this for a programming tool. It is not a programming tool. It cannot program your TPMS sensors to be recognized by your car. What it does is, if, from my understanding, if TPMS sensors have been programmed to be recognized by Ford, then this tool will be able to trigger it so that the car is able to sense the sensor. At least that's from my understanding, because this TPMS sensor can be programmed to be recognized by other vehicles that use in the same frequency, which is 315 megahertz. And if it's programmed for some other vehicle, or if it's just blink, then this tool will not program it, it will not trigger it, and will not be recognized by the car. Also, you need to put the car in a learning mode. From what I read online, I think there might be like 2 type of modes, reset mode and learning mode. But yeah, let's just try one of them. So what you do is you turn the key to on ignition 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, off, then press the brake pedal, release, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think I messed up. Let's try that again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Press brake pedal, release, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. The car honked, and now it's gonna say train left front tire. And yeah, just to show you how it works from the sensors actually in the car. Take this here. And there it is. Then the car will say, I have a door open, train front right tire. Now, at this point, I want to see if I can get this AliExpress sensor to trigger. Maybe I need to shake it. Okay, I cannot seem to be able to trigger or reset AliExpress sensor. Let's see if I can get the Amazon one to trigger. Nice. There we go. It worked. That's awesome. Let me just try all of them. It worked. Now the car is just telling me I have no air pressure because I'm just pulling out sensors. Training complete. Got my Amazon sensors. The Jeff Bezos saved me once again. He came through. Fantastic. Oh yeah, and one more thing that is very important, well, not super important, more like an aesthetic, is this took forever. This is actually came from Ali. I was not able to find this anywhere else, so thank you, Ali, and thank you, Jeff. Together we'll make the rims happen. So these are like short, the short stem TPMS stems, because it's not easy to find. I found a lot of short stems, but I couldn't find the short stem that actually goes into TPMS. So I will remove this screw, put that screw in here, and yeah, so this is complete, and finally I can put some tires on my rims and see if they leak any air. It's 6:30 a.m. Gonna see if I can load the tires and the rims into this Ford Escape, and it is Christmas season. That's why my dash is lit up like a Christmas tree, just in case if anybody's wondering why there's so many lights on my dash. I realized I'm not sure if I showed how it turned out after painting, but yeah, that's what the repaired area looks like after paint. Yeah, got all the rims and tires loaded. Alright, the other tire shop could not mount the tires. Their bazooka may have been too small. They struggled for about 2 hours. It was $20 a tire deal, but they couldn't do it. By the time they decided they couldn't do it, it was already like 6 o'clock. The only place that is still open is Costco. And I dropped them off, and maybe they'll have a mounted and balanced by tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna come pick them up. Or, you know, they might fail also. Also, I gave them TPMS sensors. They were very concerned where I got them. They said they will install sensors from a dealer, or they would install their own sensors, but they would not install sensors from Amazon. I don't know why. The clerk said like that people complained when they bring their own sensors and they don't work, they're not programmed, and they can't program them. And then yeah, I told them that the sensor I got are already programmed, they're good to go. Maybe I should not have said they're not from a dealer. I should have said they're from a dealer. Then everyone would have been happy. But really, it's like $50 for 4 at Amazon, and it's probably like $100 at the dealer for 1. So why would I do that? Anyway, it's no big deal. If they can't mount them, whatever. I'll try something else. It's not an impossible task. It will be done. It is done. I left work about 3 o'clock. I arrived here about 3:30. They were still not done. Anyway, the rims are done. They're actually mounted. I wasn't sure if this guy's gonna be able to do it. That's why I wanted to come here early, just in case if they wouldn't be able to pull it off. So I still had time to go somewhere else. But yeah, there we go. That's just my car saying it's Christmas time. There we go, the rims are here. Look how well these tires actually fit in the back of this Ford Escape. That's awesome. It's made for this. There's just enough room for them to wiggle a bit, but not too much. Sweet, let me just unload this. All right, and this is what it looks like. I did not want to drop the car. Actually, kind of wanted to leave it on jack stands because I still haven't done the exhaust work. But then I realized, you can't really appreciate the wheels unless the car is actually standing on the ground. The underground parking lot is not level, so this is still not a good comparison. Probably be nice if I could actually drive it out somewhere, but at the moment the exhaust is not connected. The manifolds are off the engine block, and yeah, there's a lot of work going on. But yeah, that's what they look like. The wheels, they look like they're poking out a bit. Well, actually, I don't know if they're poking out or not. They're almost flush. I think it would look actually way better if the car was a little bit more lowered. It would fill in the gap better. It would look better because the wheels are kind of close the gap by sticking out more, but they didn't close the gap height-wise, so that's why it might look a little bit off. It's I don't know, or maybe this is good. Maybe just preference-wise, and ideally for myself to actually, I would not have preferred to get like 9-inch wide rims. Was not my preference. This is just what I found on Facebook Marketplace. I thought it would be a fun project to try to fix a cracked rim. It'll be good welding practice, and I do like this design. I mean, for a while actually, this is one of the most favorite designs, and I was looking for these T37 knockoff rims, and I do like the deep dish type of look. Would be nice for well, it's more like a not deep dish, I guess this would be called concave rims. It would be nice to have like a deep dish with like 2-inch lip. That would have been cool, but this is pretty much the next best thing. And yeah, there are 17 by 9.25 with plus 32 offset, and if it was up to me, like hindsight, if I could do it differently, I think I would have chose like 8.5-inch rims with plus 35 offset will be enough. I don't need them to be that much wider than they need to be. But the nice thing about 9.25 wide inch rims that this tires look so fat. This is awesome. I do like how the tire looks on these rims, and like look at that. This like the wall is almost flat, and like the tires look wider than they are just because the rim is so wide. The tires are only 235, which is not that wide, and the rim makes the tires look wider. And I do not actually want to get wider tires because wider tires are not common. They're not going to be easy to replace. They're going to cost more money, and gonna have worse fuel economy, and it's gonna be more difficult to do peel outs, and the car is gonna hydroplane more. So there's a lot of excuses why I do not want wider rims. Alright, and there we go. Tires not trained. Something happened. I checked all the sensors before I had them installed. They were all working, and after they're installed, one of them is not working. The sensor that is not working is the rim, on the rim that was repaired, and that's the rim that was passed around between 3 different tire shops. First tire shop was struggling for like an hour trying to get a tire in here, failed. Then I went to Costco, they also couldn't do it, and then the third tire shop installed them. When I got the tires wheels back, one of the caps on the TPMS sensors was different. Like they all should look like this. One cap was different. I wonder if they broke off the sensor and replaced it with something else, replaced the sensor that is not trained, or with a sensor that's not programmed, or if it just got damaged from all the passing around because the tire was just sitting on there on the rim and banging around everywhere. Eventually maybe it just failed, but I don't see how a sensor would, I don't know, break from physical damage and not completely disintegrate in the process. Yeah, oh well, at this point kind of sucks. I guess I'll just order some more sensors from Amazon and bring it to a tire shop at one point of time, ask them to install it.
Well, this is not how I would have liked to end this video. Would have been nice to be able to take this car out and about, find some cool background and with good lighting and do some cool B-roll shots. But I think my neighbors will kill me before able to get out of the building, as the car would be obnoxiously loud without the exhaust. I guess that'll be it for now. See you next one.